2, and today's tutorial we're going to be taking the course ENG341, and it happens to be the very first tutorial of the course. Very interesting course, all right. And information has gotten to me that on the 26th, all right, this is the very first paper this department is having. Okay, so I think in less than 2 weeks we should be able to round up the course. Okay, so with this being said, let's hop straight into it. Okay, so we have ENG341. All right, and just as the thumbnail has it, we are going to be looking at the theoretical background on phonemics. The theoretical background on phonemics. All right, theoretical background on phonemics. Okay, now speaking of theoretical background of phonemics, okay, before we talk about that, all right, let's know what exactly, all right, let's know exactly what is phonemics. Okay, when we say phonemics, what are we talking about? All right, and we're not just going to stop at knowing what phonemics is. We want to look at the theoretical, all right, background. Okay, so when we say phonemics, what are we talking about? Change ink. Office marker. Now, when we say phonemics, what are we talking about? Right? Phonemics is concerned, all right? Just a moment, I think some of my material just crashed. Okay. All right. Phonemics has to do with the structure, all right, of human sounds, all right, in relation with speech, all right, the structure, all right, of human sounds in reference, all right, or in relating, all right, to speech. All right, so now we said the theoretical background. Okay, the theoretical background, all right, all over the world, now, all over the world, all right, there has been what? A scientific investigation. Okay, a scientific investigation. Now we're talking about the theoretical background of on phonemics. Okay, so all over the world, all right, there has been an ongoing what? Scientific investigation. All right, and this investigation, all right, looking into the workings. It's all about looking into the workings of human speech sound. All right, this engagement has been dated. All right, the scientific investigation, all right, can be traced back to as long as the time before Christ. All right, the time as long as the time before Christ. All right. So it has been a long-aged investigation. All right. And this scientific investigation, all right, is geared towards looking into, all right, the workings of human speech sounds, all right, which is concerned, all right, about just one thing: the workings of human speech sound. All right, the workings of human speech sounds. Now we are talking about the theoretical background. All right, what now we talked about phonemics having to do with the structure of human sound in reference and relation to speech. All right, now but what about the background? Let's look into this background of this phonemics. All right, so while we are digging into this background, it became what apparent that there has been a long-aged, all right, a long-aged scientific investigation that has been going on, all right, that has been ongoing for as long as the time before Christ, right? And this scientific investigation is concerned, all right, about the workings of human speech sounds. All right, we are getting there. You know, one thing I always say is that at this level, all right, is that at this level, all right, when you are writing the pen on paper exam, right, it's quite interesting, all right, compared to pen on paper e-exam. I'm not saying e-exam is not interesting too, but here students has a lot of liberty. All right, student is at liberty. When we say pen on paper exam, student has the liberty to express, all right, what they think about the question being asked. Okay, now that's the interesting part of it. Now, the main concern of a what? Phonetician. All right. Now, this background investigation or this investigation, all right, therefore states, all right, no other job, all right, no other responsibility to who we call a phonetician. All right. Now, and a phonetician's main concern, all right, phonetician now they are the practitioners of phonemics, right? People that does the investigation and practices, all right, of phonemics. Now, a phonetician now is now saying that my only concern, all right, is what? The scientific study of all human possible sounds that are meant for speech communication. All right, the phonemics, that's a phonetician, all right, as the phonetician, all right. Now that's still under the theoretical background. I'm trying to marry all these things together. Having spoken about, if for example, if a question like this come out in the exam, you don't just go straight to the point. All right, before you talk about the background, all right, you need to talk about what is the background of that thing you are looking into. Phonemics. You talk about what phonemics is. All right. Then you then proceed after you've spoken about phonemics. Then you now begin to talk about the background. All right. Now telling us or writing, responding to the question. All right, making it clear that this phonemics, there has been an investigation that has been ongoing for quite a while since the time before Christ. All right, and this investigation has all been about knowing how human speech sound works. All right, and we have phoneticians. Okay, now you cannot introduce what phoneticians also has to do contributing to the background of this phonemics. All right, in reference or putting into consideration what a phonetician done. A phonetician, all right, is concerned about, all right, a phonetician is what? is the scientific, now he said phonemics is a scientific study of all possible human sounds that are meant for speech communication. I can still put communication here. Speech communication. All right, now you see the way we are bringing all these things together. All right, now, so in reference to this investigation, all right, there are some certain people, all right, that made some very nice contribution, all right, some amazing contribution to this what background, all right, theoretical background on phonemics. All right, we have the likes of Clark and Yallop. All right, Clark and Yallop also said something about this, about the theoretical background of phonemics. Okay, now Clark and Yallop in 1992. In what? 1992. Now, Clark and Yallop in 1992 confirms that as early as many centuries before Christ was born, all right, he says there are some certain people, all right, that has concerned themselves. There are some certain people that has dedicated themselves, all right, to the, right, dedicated themselves to the responsibility, all right, of what? The responsibility of the study of Sanskrit, right? Yes. And they have done a lot of work in the articulatory phonemics, all right? According to Clark and Yallop in 1992, all right, in reference to the theoretical background of phonemics. Now, they brought to the limelight, Clark and Yallop brought to the limelight that there are some certain people, all right, they said their own to the contribution of the background of phonemics, we are going to dedicate ourselves, all right, we are going to be concerning ourselves with the study of Sanskrit, and they did what? A lot of work in the articulatory phonemics. Now, don't forget that there has been an investigation going on. All right, in contribution to that investigation, now Yallop and Clark now said that the Indians, all right, in reference to what? The, all right, in reference to the investigation going on, the scientific investigation, all right, the Indians now says to, now, the Indian says their contribution to this is that they are going to be concerned, right? They are going to dedicate themselves, all right? The Indians, okay? The Indians, all right, are concerned, all right? The Indians had dedicated, all right, themselves, all right, to the study, all right, to the study of Sanskrit, all right, Sanskrit, all right, and they did what? A lot of work in what? Articulatory phonemics, all right, and made a lot of contribution in they made a lot of contribution in articulative, all right, in what? Articulatory phonemics, articulatory phonemics, all right, phonetics, I beg your pardon, articulatory phonetics. Okay, so we have that as that. And so were linguistics. All right. Apart from the Indians, we had linguistics. All right. From other parts of the world, like China, Japan, Greece, and Rome. Linguistics from other parts of the world, i.e., China, all right, Rome, Japan, all right, and Greece. Okay, China, Japan, Greece, and Rome. All right, so as all these linguistics, all right, all these linguists, all right, we call them linguists, not linguistics. All these linguists, all right, all these linguists from other parts of the world also made contribution to articulatory phonemics. All right, so basically this is, all right, if you can put this all together, all right, you said enough. All right, you said enough about the theoretical background of phonemics. So we have that as that. Now, believe me, most of, all right, in reference to all this, most of what we now learn in what? In today's, all right, most of what we now learn, all right, in phonetics, all right, is what? Were effort contributed by these ancient linguists, all right, ancient linguists, all right, ancient, all right, ancient, I think let me get space up here. All right, we have ancient, are the reason, all right, ancient linguists are the reason, all right, behind knowing what we learn. All right, ancient linguists are the reason behind what we learn in phonetics. In phonetics now, ancient linguists are the reason behind what we learn. All right, what we learn in phonetics. Learn in phonetics as a reason of their, all right, great contribution. All right, as a result of their great contribution. All right, so we have all right, contribution being passed, all right, to us in the what? 19th century. All right, in the 19th centuries. All right, now ancient linguists, all right, did a lot of great job, all right, and in contribution to their hard work, all right, the 19th century linguists also did a great job, all right, for passing down what we now learn, all right, in phonemics. All right, by the, now let me just put it this way, pass down us by the 19th century linguists. All right, 19th century linguists. Okay, all this we are still talking about the theoretical background in on phonemics. All right. All right. Now let's talk about articulatory phonetics. Articulatory phonetics. Articulatory articulatory phonetics. All right, this is a branch of phonetics, all right, that is concerned with the study. This branch of phonetics is concerned with the study of how speech sounds are being produced. All right, a branch of phonetics concerned, all right, with how speech are being what? Produced. Concerned with how speech are, all right, speech sounds. Let me put it like that. How speech sounds. Speech sounds are produced. That's the articulatory phonetics. All right, the articulatory phonetics is a branch of phonetics basically concerned with how speech sounds are being produced. Okay, now we have that as that. Now it's concerned with the study of vowel and consonant sounds involved in speech. All right, speech making in any language. All right, concerned with the what? Vowel and consonant sound. All right, with emphasis on vowel and consonant sounds. All right, with emphasis on vowels and consonant sounds. All right, in speech making. All right, in any language. All right, in speech making. All right, in speech making. All right, in any language. All right, now articulatory phonetics. Okay, articulatory phonetics has what? Three main areas. Okay, so sorry about this. Let me get the lamp. All right. Okay, I'm getting the lamp right away. And then the light, and it was light. Okay. Yeah, I think we are good to go. Awesome. Now, articulatory phonetics is concerned. All right, articulatory phonetics. All right, concentrates on three main areas. All right, it concentrates on three main areas. Yeah, one, two, we have three. All right, it concentrates on three main areas. All right, and these three areas are place of articulation, the place of articulation, right? The manner of articulation, manner of articulation, and we have the quantity of production, quantity of production, all right? Quantity, all right? So that is all we have under articulatory phonetics, okay? And we've been discussing about the theoretical background, and at this point we can see now, right, that a lot is involved, a lot has been going on in the background of investigation, scientific investigation carried out on phonemics. Okay, so we spoke about articulatory phonemics, right? And this articulatory phonetics is what? A branch of phonetics, right? Phonetics concerned with how speech sounds are produced, right? With emphasis laid on vowel and consonant sound in speech making in any language, all right? And it focuses mainly on three areas, all right? Place of articulation, manner of articulation, and quantity of production, all right? So we have that as that. And now let's proceed. Now, speaking of which, let's quickly give some little explanation on this. Place of articulation. When we say place of articulation, these are areas of interest of phoneticians, right? Phoneticians, all right, pick so much interest when it comes to place of articulation. Here are the identification and description of the organ, all right, in the production of a specific sound, all right? Identification. This is involved with the identification and description, ID and DS, of identification and what? Description, okay, of the organ of the what? Of the organ. Identification and description of what? Of the organ, okay, that is what? Involved in the production of a specific sound. Involved in the production of a specific sound, all right, in the production of a specific sound. That's why they said that phoneticians are very particular about the place of articulation. All right, now we know why they are very particular about it. Okay, so we have the manner of speech production for number 2. Now, when we say the manner, unlike the place of articulation that tells the position, all right, of the organs of articulation, all right, the place of articulation tells the position of the organ of the articulation. But here, the manner of speech of production is concerned with what? Various ways or how these articulations produce speech sounds, all right? Ways of how, all right, various ways, all right, various, all right, ways. Now, the speech production is concerned, all right, with various ways, all right, or how articulators produce speech sound, all right, ways or how articulators produces speech sounds. Are we together? Various ways or how articulators, all right, that is the organs, all right, involved in what? The articulation, how they what? Produce various speech sounds, all right. That is what the manner of articulation is all about. And we have the next thing as the quantity, right, of speech production. Now, when we say quantity of speech production, all right, by the quantity of speech production, one, it means the length or time extended. All right, a lot of things are involved. We have length of time extended, all right, involved in the production of speech sound. All right, it also has to do with what amount of force is used. All right, amount of force, all right, presence or absence of the lingual. All right, and the lingual is said to be a hollow tube in the middle of the neck, just above what? Your windpipe. All right, and it is behind your esophagus. All right, now it says here the presence or absence of lingual. Okay, we have force used. All right, so we have presence or absence of what we refer to as lingual, or that's laryngeal. Okay, so we have that as that on articulatory phonemes. Now let's move on to what we call auditory. All right, if you're on the stream and you're here to introduce yourself, or you are here to smash the like button, just as Miss Vivian has done, do well to introduce yourself so I can acknowledge your presence, and as well smash the like button. All right, let's proceed. Now we have auditory phonetics. Now, when we say auditory phonetics, this is just the aspect of phonetics concerned with the natural processing system of speech reception and perception. All right, concerned with the what? Natural processing, all about the natural processing, all right, all about the natural processing system of speech. All right, natural processing system of speech. Okay, speech what? Reception and perception. Speech reception and perception. Okay, reception and perception. All right, that's when we see we have auditory phonetics. All right, here the main organ in the body, all right, concerned with the auditory phonetics, which has to do with the reception and the perception, all right, of speech, is what we refer to as the ear. All right, the organ of the body concerned with this is the ear. All right, the ear is the organ of body, all right, involved in this, all right, in the reception and the perception, all right, of processing speech. Okay, we have that as that. Now there's something we call segmented phonemics. All right, segmental phonemics. All right, segmental Now, one of the main ways the phonology of language may be studied is through what? The examination of segmental phonemes. All right, not phonemes, segmental. Okay, I think is what? Segmental phonemes. All right, and this is one of the way in which what? Language may be what? Studied. All right, one of the way language may be what? Studied. Okay, so one of the way language may be studied. All right, using the examination, all right, by putting into consideration, all right, the examination of segmental, phonemes. All right, examination of segmental phonemes. All right, phonemes. All right, here phonemes are structured. All right, phonemes are what? Structured or put together as meaningful sound units. Put together as meaningful sound units. All right, phonemes here are structured and put together as meaningful what? Sound units. All right, it is often used to what? Undertake phonemic analysis. All right, thereby often, all right, considered, all right, for phonemics what? Phonemic analysis. All right, so we have that as that. So I think we'll just take this last one that says, in phonology, the smallest sound unit is what? The phonemes. All right, phonemes. All right, phoneme. All right, is the what? Smallest. Is the smallest sound unit. Phonemes is the smallest sound unit in what we refer to as phonology. In phonology. All right, so on this note, call it a wrap for today. So I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of us that joined the stream. For as many of us who are just coming across the stream for the very first time, it's great to have you on stream, and you should understand that this is just a fragment of what we do. We have a private classroom whereby a lot of things goes down. All right, students are being given keynote practice questions and all set up for exams. All right, do well to reach out to me through the link in the description of this video. It takes you to the website, and from the website you can get me on WhatsApp directly. Thank you very much, everyone. I do well too. Looking forward to see you in subsequent tutorial. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.